and welcome to the webinar on careers planning and further education. I'm Kirsty from the Home Ed team here at Twinkl. It's great to have you joining us today, and if you've got any questions, remember you can pop them in the chat below. So in this session, we're going to cover a little bit about skills and soft skills and what industry and employers are perhaps looking for now and in the future. We're going to look at different types of further education qualifications, A-levels, vocational courses and apprenticeships. And then we're going to have a little chat with someone who works in higher education at the moment and has a background working in further education as well. So that will be really useful to get an insight into the requirements of different further education courses and perhaps what universities beyond that are looking for. And then we'll round off with a quick chat about work experience and how that can be a really valuable thing to look into, to take on with you as you go into your further education or career. What does workplace ready really mean for the workforce of 2030, 2040 and beyond? The workplace is changing, and with the rise of artificial intelligence and digitalisation, it may become unrecognisable in just another decade. So alongside the technical and digital skills required for this future workforce, there is a massive requirement for a change of softer skills to offer the skills that this technology can't. So here's what some of those soft skills are, which for many home ed families, they work on and integrate these into their day-to-day life anyway already. Things like non-verbal communication, emotional intelligence, creativity is a big one, collaboration, the ability to work with lots of other people from different backgrounds, and being adaptable to various different situations, surroundings and opportunities. A quick bit of research for you here. This graph shows the different perceptions on the effectiveness of the education system in building adequate skills to meet labour market needs. You can see that while education providers believe that students are entering the world of work fully prepared, employers disagree with that. And this loops back to the fact that some certain key skills are missing. So what that data showed is there's a massive misconception in mainstream education that young people are being taught soft skills, but in reality, the industry are reporting that they don't see a development of these skills. So there is, I think, a massive opportunity for all of us home ed community to exploit the gap through wider experiences, personalised learning, which allows for those soft skills to be developed and enhanced. Let's move on and take a closer look at some further education options. Okay, so let's have a think about A-levels. Well, there's lots of advantages to taking an A-level course. There's a wide range of subjects available. You can take these courses online or in person. It's worth bearing in mind that there may be a cost involved to take these as an online option. The A-level programmes allow students to take a range of different subjects. You can take normally around 3, sometimes 4 A-level subjects. So it's a great chance to explore different subjects if you're not sure really what you want to do yet. If you've got an interest in history, but you also love sport and you love drama, then you could do all 3. A-levels also provide students with UCAS points, which are the points needed to go to university or study at undergraduate level. And they can open up lots more careers opportunities depending on the subject that you choose. So the big difference between A-levels and vocational subjects is that they allow students to specialise in one subject area. Courses have a practical and industry-based content, so perhaps less theoretical knowledge and more practical hands-on experience. They also provide, just like A-levels, provide students with UCAS points, which are needed to study at undergrad level. And there are usually less or no exams. The BTEC courses are much more coursework focused. So another popular option is to look at an apprenticeship, and these are really growing fast right now, with lots more different sectors offering an apprenticeship program, from things like law firms to the hair and beauty industry, more practical craft and trade skills-based jobs, all sorts of things in between. So definitely something that's worth looking into. They're great because they expand your skill set and you can benefit from lots of hands-on experience. Apprenticeships are funded by the government and the employer, so you can earn as you learn. No big course fees, and you will actually be able to take home a pay packet at the end of the month. They're available at a range of different levels from 16 onwards, or from post-GCSE onwards, whenever you've taken those. You can gain industry recognised qualifications alongside the apprenticeship. And you get a feel for the work environment. You get to be in a real working business or working situation. So there's a great experience to be had in looking at an apprenticeship. Next, we're going to have a chat with Henry, a university lecturer with a background in further and higher education teaching.
Hello, my name is Henry Dorling. I'm currently a university lecturer in sport management. And before that, I was also a FE lecturer in colleges in Hampshire, teaching sport and PE for about 10 years. Well, first of all, I would say take your time and look at all the choices available. Speak to people, go to places and ask as many questions as you can. Think about what the differences are between the requirements of studying at A-level, studying for BTECs, or going and signing up for an apprenticeship. There's so many different options out there at the moment, and you need to think about what might be best for you and what thing you might excel the most in. And my last piece of advice on that is to choose something that you enjoy and that you're passionate about, and not something you think you should do. So the main difference between A-levels and BTECs is that an A-level course is more focused on exams as a means of assessment. So if you're on an A-level course, you will be building up to doing exams in the summer. You might do a lot of preparation with practice exam papers. You might do mock exams, all leading up to that final exam that you would do sometime in the summer term. With BTECs, it's more focused on coursework, although some do have some small exam elements to them. With the coursework, it's focused on industry. So with a BTEC, it often looks at an area of industry or a specific industry that you're focused on, and the assessments are linked to the requirements of that industry. So it might even be an assessment that is linked to real life. So something that you might do as part of your assessment that actually adds to a real life business, or it might be a scenario based assessment where you would think about what the industry would need, and you would create an assessment and create some work based on that. So the advantages of an apprenticeship are that it's focused on the real world of work. So with an apprenticeship, you would start working for a company, and that company would then send you to college maybe one day a week to add to your experience actually working on the job, add to that with actually learning about it in a college environment. So you'd be earning money while you studied, and you would also be getting that real world experience from actually doing the job. And the other thing, of course, is that when you're working in real industry, you get the up-to-date knowledge and understanding, which you can then take into the college environment, and vice versa. You might learn things in college that you then can take into the real world of work, and that's a real benefit both ways. You may think that apprenticeships are in industries such as plumbing or being an electrician, those more traditional trades, but actually the modern day apprenticeships cover a wide range of subjects. So for example, you could, if you're into sport, you might want to do a coaching apprenticeship. If you're interested in law, there's also apprenticeships with law firms where you try out lots of different aspects of being a solicitor and see which ones you like. You could also do IT or digital apprenticeships. Again, you get to look at all the various aspects of the work and start to work out which area of it you enjoy the most. And of course, don't forget that while you're doing that, you're also, like I said before, studying at college and getting a qualification at the same time. So the entry requirements for a college course do vary depending on what subject you choose, but most will require a grade 4 at maths and English. But if you're worried that you might not get that, don't panic. The best thing to do is to go to the college and to talk to the people there, talk to the staff, to the teachers, and get their advice on what you can do, because quite often they will take into consideration your background and they'll allow you on the college course with the ability to retake your maths and English alongside your subject. Particularly in your situation as home ed students, you have a unique background and experience which you'll be able to bring to the college course, so it's always best to talk to someone if you can. So if you're looking at college courses, you might also be considering HE or university courses as well. And you might think that what you study at college might make a difference to what you might be able to study at university. Now, in my case, that wasn't actually true, because I studied languages and geography for A-level, and then I went on to do a sport studies course at university. So don't panic and don't put pressure on yourself that you have to study something at college that you will then take on to university. Obviously, it might be useful and it might add to your education experience. It might help you to get or to meet the entry requirements for a university course. But a lot of universities will take into consideration other things that you've done, because a lot of university courses are linked to industry and linked to experiences that you've had. So those skills that you can bring to a university course that you've experienced outside of the more traditional curriculum subjects as a home ed student, you will be able to bring lots and lots of different unique experiences that will really help you. So in terms of a subject, don't panic too much. Just look what's out there and look at the strengths you've got that you could bring to something like those university courses.
Henry talked a little about different entry requirements for further education courses, so let's have a look at some examples. These are the requirements for a Level 3 extended diploma in fashion design. So this is a vocational course and it's full-time. The requirements are 5 GCSEs at grade 4 or above, and that's including English language and 1 art-based subject. An alternative way to get onto this course is to successfully complete a BTEC Level 2 diploma at merit or distinction grade. So in other words, if you haven't taken GCSEs, there is another option onto this course to look at a Level 2 course. And a good example here of a course which takes your current skills and experience into consideration, asking for you to provide sketchbooks and examples of your work. Okay, let's take a look at an A-level. So these are the entry requirements for A-level biology. They ask for 5 GCSEs at grade 9 to 4, and they must include maths at a minimum of grade 6 and English at a minimum of grade 5. It's essential that you've gained at least grade 6 in biology or a 6/6 in double science. So some quite specific requirements here. But again, there may be a different route onto this course. So if you're really set on taking A-level biology and you haven't yet got GCSEs, have a look at all the options which might lead on to this course. And if you're not sure, it's always worth asking the college or the institution what the best way forward for you is. Let's have a look at a slightly lower level course. This is a Level 2 Technical Certificate in Animal Care. The entry requirements for this course are 4 GCSEs at grade 3 or above, and they specifically say that you can retake your maths and English alongside this course if required. So if you haven't yet achieved your GCSE maths or English at a grade 3, it may be that you could start a course like this and take those GCSEs alongside it. And we've got another good example here of previous employment or volunteering and how that can really help with your application. highlighting that it isn't all about just the grades. They are looking at your skills and experience too. If you decide to enrol on a college course, here's a few things about what to expect. There are plenty of additional activities to be involved with alongside your studies, clubs and social groups that are specific to your own interests. Take as much value as you can from additional activities, but ensure that you find a really good balance between these and the requirements of your course. Further education is a great opportunity to meet new people with similar interests to you, but also expand your social circle and to meet people from different backgrounds with different experiences and interests. So whilst there is a jump from GCSE to A-level or equivalent courses, lecturers and staff are there to support you, and always ask for help because there's lots available. Finding the best way to organise your time is really important. You'll be required to work within set timeframes. Use a wide range of resources. Now, people from a home ed background, I think, have a big advantage here because you're so used to sourcing information and probably have a lot of resources available to help you with your studies. Complete everything to the best of your ability and use the feedback you receive to develop your knowledge and your skills. Starting a new course is a great way to meet new people, join clubs and societies, talk to people in your classes, help and support each other. Everyone is in the same situation. You'll be assigned a tutor who is there to help with any of your day-to-day concerns at college. They will liaise with your parent or carer at home and support and subject staff as needed. Use the support staff that are in place there. They will help you with all aspects of your course and with wider college life. Further education is not school. Working relationships with staff are really different. Timetables are structured differently, and you're able to select courses that interest you and suit your ways of learning. And to wrap up today's session, we're going to have a quick talk about work experience. So what are the advantages of doing some work experience? Well, it can help you to decide the right career path for you. It enables you to put theory-based learning into practice. It's also great practice at building professional relationships with a huge range of people. Work experience can improve your knowledge of different career paths that are available, as well as developing your self-confidence and independence. Here's a few examples of different types of work experience. You could visit a workplace and ask questions or just observe. You could have an organised work placement, which is arranged with a company where you'll be assigned specific tasks and be involved in assisting with the day-to-day running of the business. Work experience could also involve taking on a volunteer role, and there are lots of things for young people to get involved with. Have a look at some community events happening in your area. Or work experience could also involve organising or assisting with a fundraising event. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've got any questions, do let us know in the comments. And I hope you've enjoyed the session and found it useful. See you next time.